Hey everybody, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is not the weekend, it is Monday. And apologies for not getting a weekend video out. I went over to the island and did some surfing. A little bit of a war wound here from the activities, but nothing serious. So anyway, let's go over what happened today and last week, and then we'll take a look ahead and see what we got coming up this week. So let's get down to it. Okay, so let's go over what happened last week in the markets, and we'll talk specifically, I guess, about what happened today. It was a bit of a sell-off in the market as far as the tech sector went. But last week we had the new administration started out with their various initiatives. Of course, one of the big ones was this 500 million Stargate announcement that was going to happen, had to do with AI. They didn't immediately impose tariffs, which was a good thing. But Trump did warn that products not made in America could be targeted in the future. So leaving that on the table. Of course, topping it off, Netflix had reported some very strong earnings and good subscriber growth. So basically, we finished the week, another good week in the markets. The Dow up over 2. SPY, IWM, and the Qs all up around 1.5%. So a good week in the markets. Communications and healthcare, they were the sectors that were up the most on the week. Energy was the only one that was in the red. And of course, the 2-year Treasury and the 10-year Treasury pretty much the same. So nothing much there. But the dollar did kind of slip a bit, 1.75%. And Bitcoin kind of stayed about the same as well. So what happened today in the market? Well, I guess China came out with their version of AI, DeepSeek, and they said a lot less cost, and it's, I guess, number one download apparently in Canada and the U.S. And of course, this really was a sucker punch or a gut punch for stocks like NVIDIA and all the other AI trades that have been out there that have been touting their products and at a lot higher energy use and cost. So we'll have to let the dust settle on this one and decide whether the product coming out of China is actually better. But certainly today it was a definite reaction to that news. So kind of interesting and probably more to come. So that was how the week ended and how the week Monday began. So just taking a pause here, as always, like to do a quick plug for my books that are available on Amazon. Of course, this is a swing traded video, and these are some of the strategies that I use for swing trading. I cover in these 2 books, How to Swing Trade and Profiting as an Active Trader, so you can check those out. And also I've got an options trading book. My latest book came out and covers A to Z with options and also some day trading options if you're interested, but swing trading, day trading, all the strategies that you can use to trade options. So they are available on Amazon in all 3 forms, hard copy, audio, and e-version. So check those out. And let's get back and take a look at some indexes. All right, so let's take a quick look at how the indexes finish it off. And this is up to date as of Monday night. You can see the TLT, we really got a sell off on the yields today as the market started to go lower. I guess the Treasury market thinking that maybe the tech rally might be done, and maybe they'll be looking for some rate cuts earlier as opposed to later. I don't know if the logic fits there, but anyway, the yields did sell off, which caused the bond prices to go up, the longer term bond prices. So did get a bit of a bounce there. Might be coming out of a consolidation pattern here. We'll see what happens. As far as the dollar goes, dollar dropped, of course, as yields dropped. So broke down below this level that it kind of violated here on Friday. So we might be heading lower, coming down into an area where it might find some support. We'll see what happens tomorrow. QQQs, of course, this was the big drop here due to this news about the Chinese AI company and their product. So you can see here we did come off the lows of the session, huge volume day, and we didn't even though we kind of gap down significantly after almost looking like we were going to break out here. We did gap down significantly, but we didn't get close to even testing this low that was back a couple weeks ago. So we are back into, we came down and tested sort of this, it's almost an inverted head and shoulders here, but you can see here we tested that level, but came back and managed to move back up there. And you can see we're up after hours as well. SPY, it's kind of the same story. We really did kind of break this uptrend, but you know, we're back into this range where we're spending a lot of time, and we'll kind of see where things go from there. And the Dow, you can see here, the Dow actually finished up on the day with a bit of an engulfing candle there. You can see an inside candle on Friday, and then we had a huge engulfing candle. The Dow rallied back there. I guess people still confident that the economy and deregulation and stimulation is all going to be there. So the Dow managed to make a pretty decent gain, even in spite of what happened with the tech sector overall. IWM, again, not really a terrible day. Again, it kind of broke this, didn't come close to breaking any levels here. So 230 still that level that it needs to break out of if we're going to see the IWM move higher. And Bitcoin still hanging around that 104 plus range, and sold off a little bit, but then came back right back up here, and really didn't suffer that much. So there you go. So that's it. And we can see here it's actually down at 102 now. So that was the way the markets ended, and it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. So as far as where my current, some of my current swing trades are sitting, X is still holding on. Like I got back involved here when we got that big sell-off on the news that President Biden wasn't going to allow the merger, but we got the sell-off and then had a nice comeback, and I've sold a lot of it, but I'm still holding on to a little bit here just to see if we can move up into this $40 range. And it didn't get hit too badly today. KMI, Kinder Morgan, I am certainly glad I did not hold that through earnings, got out here. This was earnings, and then of course energy really took a beating today, primarily because if these AI centers don't apparently need as much power as everybody's been thinking, then all this hype about the use of energy is increasing use of energy is kind of out the window. That theory's out the window. So you can see what happened to natural gas and the natural gas carriers. As far as TD goes, again, sort of still hanging into this one with a little bit left over, and looking like it might actually start to break higher here. So again, not a bad day for TD, given the fact that we had a pretty bad overall day in the markets as far as the tech sector goes anyway. Okay, so this current watch list is going to be short this week because there is a lot of stuff that is going to cause the markets to go up and down, like the Fed rate decision, and then more importantly, what Fed Powell has to say after the decision comes out, because we pretty much know that they're going to stand pat. There isn't going to be any movement, but what Fed Powell says after could really move the markets around. So that plus the PCE data, which is the index that the Feds watch for inflation, that's coming out on Friday. Again, big mover. Plus we've got all these, I think we've got 3 or 4 of the Mag 7 stocks that are reporting this week. So lots of stuff that's going to move the market around. So good to just keep some powder dry here, see where things go. But I am looking at Apple. Apple, it had actually a pretty decent day considering the rest of the tech sector really sold off. And I guess there was some news about them defaulting, putting their AI on their phones now. So maybe that's what the move up here was today, but it did fill this gap. And it is still in a bit of a downtrend, although it did manage to get above this one moving average here. So I'll be watching this one and see what it does this week. NVIDIA, there's another one, just took a real beating today on this AI news. And you can see here, down almost 17% on the day, but bouncing back a little bit today. And I suspect it may bounce here tomorrow. And we'll get into some earnings later in the week. Nvidia is not up for another couple of weeks here, but Tesla is a stock that will be up this week. And you can see here we actually have broken the 400 level. And I'd be watching this 382 level as a possible area where there could be some pretty significant support. So watch that as well. And that's all the things I'm going to watch. But again, we didn't really break any significant levels on the indexes, but certainly did a little damage today on, especially in the psyche with regard to the tech sector. So again, big week coming up here with earnings. And I suspect the earnings will be pretty good on a lot of these, but it'll just be a matter of what they happen to say in terms of guidance. So that's it for currents. And yeah, watch out this week. A lot of volatility coming. All right, just a quick wrap up here. Week ahead, January 27th. Of course, we already had one day under our belts. These were the numbers that we went out with on the weekend. Dow actually had a pretty good day. It ended up on the day. The Qs, of course, took the big hit, so probably lost resistance there. SPY and IWM all down on the day, but the Dow still hung in there. So as far as economic events goes, we do have some very interesting things that is going to happen this week. As mentioned earlier, we got the Fed rate hike decision. Of course, the market is expecting no movement at all, and this is going to maybe cause some volatility when Powell starts speaking at 2:30 and kind of gives some idea on what his thinking is in terms of future rate cuts. Of course, we know the current administration wants him to start lowering rates right away, so we'll see how he responds to that. And of course, this is the big PCE data that the Fed likes to watch for inflation. That'll come out Friday morning, and that'll be a much watched number as well. As far as earnings goes, we do have some stuff going on here. Tomorrow, BA, SAP, and after the close on Tuesday, Starbucks. And then we get into the big boys here. Wednesday, we get Meta, Microsoft, Tesla. And then we come back on Thursday with Apple, Intel, and Visa. So some really interesting earnings, and MasterCard in the morning on Thursday, of course. So it's going to be a volatile week, no doubt, especially after Monday. So we'll just hang on to our hats and see where the markets take us. It's like I said, it's going to be a crazy week. So we'll see you Tuesday morning. I'll be back in the day trading room, starting in Trading the Market Open at 6:30, and you can join us live on YouTube there. So hopefully we'll see you there. Bye for now.